All right, going to be doing another comic review today. And today we're going to be talking about Bitterroot, Volume 1, Family Business. This is by David Walker, and this was another comic sent to me by my friend Chris. Thank you as always, brother. And today, well, this book, was always on my radar, and Chris has always mentioned to me that this was a good book. So when he was doing a haul, he was like, hey, you got any suggestions? And I was like, I got one. How about Bitterroot? So, Bitterroot... The best way I can explain this comic is Sinners meets K-pop Demon Hunters, and I'll explain why in a second. But this is from David F. Walker, Chris has always told me that Walker's a great writer, and I don't deny that. I don't deny that I'm sure David F. Walker is a great writer. I just didn't find anything or read anything of his work that really appealed to me. His Planet of the Apes miniseries was clearly meant to be an ongoing that got cut off at the legs, and his Godzilla vs. Avengers comic was abysmal. Like, straight up abysmal. Like, just straight up dog water. But I keep hearing, like, from Chris, is like, no, David F. Walker's a really good writer. And when I found out he was writing this, I was like, all right, let's see if original work can actually, like, spark me into wanting to read his work. So what did I think of this? Hey, Chris, I know you're watching this, brother. I need to read the rest of this series now. Like, right now. I need to continue this series because this was really, 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 really good. So, what is Bitterroot? Bitterroot is set in 1920s Harlem, and follows a family known as the Sanguinet. At least I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. The Sanguinet are basically a family that have, for generations, hunted demons called Genu. Genu are basically creatures born out of racism. And if you can imagine, 1920s America was chock full of that. So the Genu are creatures that feed on racism and hatred. And as you can imagine, they kind of particularly like certain people with a certain skin pigmentation, or rather lack thereof. So this family, what I like about it is that this family has a great dynamic. The Sanguinet family have, like, they all feel pretty unique. I especially like God, why am I forgetting his name? He's kind of like the beast of this group. And what I mean by that is he's very much he's big, he's burly, but he's intelligent. Oh my God, why am I forgetting his name? This is the problem. I always have, when I hate when I blank on these names. Yeah. So, Berg, that's it, Berg. I had to look it up. Jesus, I'm so professional on this channel. Berg is this guy right here. He actually gets infected by the Genu curse and actually kind of like hulks out a few times. But he also talks very eloquently, and he's also big and humongous. But he likes using big words. Another one of my favorites in here is Ford. And it's funny because he's very much like a African-American version of Ford Pines from Gravity Falls. And it's not just because, like, oh, he's named Ford, so I like him. No, Ford is like the black sheep of the family. Probably not the best use of word, but that's the best way to describe him. Ford basically left the rest of the Sanguinets to go into the Deep South to hunt Genu, and specifically he hunts Klansmen. Like, yeah, so you have, more white supremacists dying horribly, and actually he actually encounters a guy who was trying to be part of the Klan, and the dude becomes like his sidekick, in a way. The comic is a lot of fun. There's a lot of great back and forth among the characters. I really like this family bond they all have, and everyone feels unique. Like, no one feels like a copy of themselves. They all really do feel like there's this uniqueness here. There's a mention of family, and they actually talk about a lot of horrible things that happened in to African Americans during history. the main villain was actually born out, like the main villain's origin story happened during the Tulsa Massacre, which, if you don't know, that's why we celebrate Juneteenth, or at least we try to, because certain people in power want us to forget Juneteenth and why it happens, because they're probably out spending their weekends burning crosses. I'm just saying. But yeah, there's also that the family also had a horrible event happen to them in 1919, which, if you know your history, 1919 had several massacres, but I think I know what happened there. I don't want to, but I'm not 100% sure on which one. But the fact that also I had to say which one is really depressing. But yeah, the comic, this first volume is awesome. It ends on a big, like, holy crap, that's a big cliffhanger. It's actually well paced too. And the comic did have 3 books, and now I think book 4 was a sequel that's set in the 60s. But yeah, Bitterroot is a great comic. If you loved, like I said, it has that feeling of that kind of real African American authenticity that Sinners had, and also has like the fun, crazy demon hunting that K-pop Demon Hunters had. See, I told you I could tie them together. But yeah, if you love Sinners, especially if you love Sinners and K-pop Demon Hunters, this is a book for you, like straight up. So yeah, Chris, thank you so much for sending me this book, and you got to send me the other books ASAP, man. I know you have a plan for all your all the hauls you send me, but like I I want to continue this series. It's really damn good. So yeah, I highly recommend Bitterroot. It's a recent comic. I think you'd still get all the books. In fact, they're coming out with a collected edition of the 15 issues. And like I said, there was a one called The Movement, which is the sequel book to it, set in the 1960s. But yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below. If you've read Bitterroot, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.